And is it Matt or Matthew?
Matt's preferable.
Cool. All right. Um, we are live with the Team Covenant Aces, a Scum and Villainy podcast joint. And we're watching Paul Heaver take on blairbunke. So Paul is our current world champion, has been for a few years in a row. And Blair is excellent player. He won the regular season of the Team Covenant Aces League and currently number 2 in the ELO rankings. Another good player by his own right. And I'm joined with Matt Schmeiser. How are you, Matt?
I'm good. How are you?
Excellent. So Matt is a patron of the Scum and Villainy podcast. So thank you so much for your support.
You're welcome. Thanks for putting that opportunity out there.
Oh, you're welcome. Okay, so I think we're into it. The two players are setting up their asteroids, and let's have a look at the two different lists. So I brought them up on the screen, and let me bring up Twitch in case anyone has questions for me. If you're using Twitch, then you will see that I put the list also as links in the bottom of the Twitch screen. Also, heads up, I have a 4.5-year-old that needs help constantly, and so she will occasionally come and join our podcast. Catherine, want to come say hi?
Hi.
All right, Catherine, do you love Star Wars?
Yeah.
Who doesn't? All right, thank you, Catherine.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, she's a good kid. All right, so let's go over these lists. Matt, you want to do Paul's list?
Sure. It looks like we've got Paul Heaver. He's running Howl Runner, Black Squadron, all the way down, and then a couple of Mega Squadron pilots.
Also with Crackshot.
Yep, looks like Crackshot.
Yeah, so this is a 6-ship Crackshot swarm. Pretty awesome, I have to say. This was a candidate for me for Worlds this year. I almost brought it, but decided against it. All right, and then we have Blair flying a very fancy Scum list, near and dear to the podcast heart. So Blair is rocking IG-88B. So this is the guy that if he misses his attack once per round, then he can immediately perform an equipped attack with a secondary weapon. So he's equipped with the heavy laser cannon, obviously. And so the big trick with him is that if he misses his first shot, then he can very easily take a second shot. I believe that my pirate lord Kelvin Tiberius calls, and he's going to join us any second now. Incoming. 3, 2, 1.
Gentlemen, what's going on, guys?
Hey, buddy.
Awesome.
Oh man!
All right,
I am
so
just now getting in, and have we started? Are we live? Are we live? Is this live?
This is live, man.
All right, what's going on, Galactic calling it?
Well, we just finished going over Paul's list, and I'm covering Blair's list.
Cool.
So Blair has Predator, which is when he attacks, he gets to reroll 1 attack die if its pilot skill or lower. In this game, all of Paul's ships are pilot skill 4 or above, so sadly Blair will only get 1 reroll. Now, this is really critical. His next upgrade is Advanced Sensors. This upgrade is very important. It means he can do an action before he reveals his maneuver dial. And this upgrade will play a major part in this game, and I'll get to that in a little bit. So he's got the heavy laser cannon, obviously. He's also got inertial dampeners, which will allow him to basically do a stall, and he'll stress out if he does it. And finally, he's got auto thrusters, which will let him, at range 3, reroll 1 evade die if it's a blank. And if he's being shot at out of arc, he can reroll, or rather, he can set 1 blank to an evade. He's joined by two pirates. These are the cheap Z95 headhunters. They're both 12 points. And then finally rounding it out, we've got a Syndicate Thug, which is the cheapest Y-Wing available in the Scum arsenal, and it is rocking a twin laser turret, which is a meta-defining card that came out just recently.
Yeah, the twin laser turret, if that can survive to late game, that's going to be a very, very useful card for Blair, and I think that's going to have how long that survives, and the brobot. It doesn't have a bro, but how long the IG-88 survives is really going to be, whether it's going to basically decide whether or not Blair will win this game. And personally, because we had mirrorless, I hope that Blair or let's see here, who's Tyler playing? Matt Shadowlord. I hope one of those two win very desperately. And look at that, Paul's already down. I think he's. I don't know. Is that a confidence play, laying down your
Hell
your
Runner
dials
before.
that quickly?
Well, and yeah, I believe Hell Runner may have come out before the robot. I wasn't paying attention. All right, and we're live. Let's do it. Off we go. So I think Blair is most likely going to want to cut right with his little guys. He's not going to go head to head with the swarm. He's going to try to pull Paul towards him. So Blair is flying a real finesse list, whereas Paul is flying a brute strength swarm with crack shot. Speaking of meta-defining cards, I see we've still got a crack shot lying on the table. Is that like a little psychology play by Paul?
He's just saying, you better watch out.
Mm-hmm.
I actually don't have that on my map, so I must have taken that off, or maybe you should do a synchronize or something.
I will sync. Thank you.
I'm looking out for you. What's going on, Mr. Bubble? Sorry, I haven't even had a chance to say hi to you because we just kind of dived in there. But what's going on, man?
Not much. Sitting here with a nice cold beer and enjoying a game.
I'm jealous of that. That's going to happen shortly for me. What are you thinking in terms of the strategy? I say, for example, because we both Soza and I both predict that Paul's got a better than average shot here to win. What do you think Blair's goal is to kind of pull a victory out of a not exactly great situation with Paul?
Well, I'm not much of a tactician in this game. I kind of just go head on towards my my opponent. But obviously, I think that Blair's going to pull him through the asteroids, or try to. But watching Paul's previous games, he definitely has a knack for picking a lane through the asteroids. And probably, if I was going to guess, Blair's probably going to use that IG and come around and try to flank the swarm. That's where my money is. But I'm curious as to where Paul's target priority is. Is it going to be the TLT, or is he going to go after the IG?
Well, I imagine with Crackshot, the whole idea is to try and limit that 3 agility as quickly as possible, because with only 2 attack dice ships, it's harder to get to kind of pound your way through. So the sooner the better for the IG-88. When you think about it, I mean, one TIE fighter flown well can actually kill that TLT ship. But I don't know. I mean, if you're Blair, certainly you want to try and just have those Z's taking fire. I mean, they're there just to die, more or less. What I do like is Blair and Paul are both vassal veterans, and they got through a round super duper quickly. So well done, gentlemen. Let's see how quickly this continues. That asteroid placement, do we think that favors Blair or Paul? For the most part, I think it kind of makes obvious lanes, which I think mostly favors Paul. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, depending on how this sets up, it looks like Blair's looking to either go in through those 2 rocks up at the top or go around them. I don't think Paul minds. I think Paul's got a hard turn 1 here, and he just cuts the board in half. Just kind of looking at it. So we'll see. That's kind of my prediction. If you guys have an idea on where you'd like to go where you'd fly if you were either Blair or Paul, feel free to throw it up there in the chat and we'll discuss it.
Yeah, so my bet here is that Paul is going to continue around that little small asteroid, and then he's going to head straight north. If he does an immediate hard one here, then he's going to have to weave through the asteroid field to get at the enemy, or he's going to have to kind of come up the asteroid field and then head right. So let me bust out my Telecaster here and explain what I'm talking about. But basically, I think that the asteroid field setup does not kind of help Paul wanting to go through the center of that asteroid field.
Yeah, I want to see your beautiful drawings.
Yeah, I was definitely admiring that yesterday. Thought that's pretty neat.
It's hard to get right, unfortunately, with
Now, maybe I misunderstood you yesterday, but did you say you had coded that yourself?
you mean the kind of hit point counter thing?
No, the Telecaster app.
No, the Telecaster is just a hack with that I did with Paint.
Okay.
But the little hit point tracker that you guys see, that's kind of has the hit points, the initiative, or excuse me, the pilot skill, all that stuff. That is a custom app I wrote that I'll be updating as the match goes on to kind of show how much health the ships have, because it's kind of hard to actually get a good view of them.
This is the next level thinking that what are you? You're our science officer on the pirate ship.
I kind of prefer first engineer.
As I was gonna say, is that not Alex?
Well,
I don't know. You guys can fight over it. I don't really.
I mean, technically, I guess he's the sound engineer.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm probably just the general engineer.
So long as I just get first choice at the booty, that's all I care about.
Look at that, Blair doing a K turn with two of them, and then a turn with the. That's really interesting. So he's going to have.
I don't necessarily
Y-wing coming
follow
in first.
that. Yeah. Just why would he necessarily? I guess he's predicting that long play. He's going to get around those TIE fighters.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can kind of see it. So he's setting up for the Y-wing to flank a couple of turns from now towards the center, and those Z's to be able to head straight into the TIE fighters. So they did follow that pathing, and that will keep those TIE fighters together for most of the fight if he can continue to do so. So I guess I'm following where you. I'm smelling what you're stepping in there, Sozin.
Yeah. So Paul does not want to send up his TIE fighters through that asteroid field, so he's just going to bring them forward really fast and then do a hard turn one in the next turn, or maybe bank in and then. Oh, he's going to barrel roll them all. Okay, so he wants to get that hard turn one in if he can.
I was going to say, because that almost advertises it that way. He had bank opportunities before, but I don't believe he has them now.
The hard turn one is better because then he can bring them through as a straight line up the center.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's definitely telegraphing here.
Which is, I mean, sometimes that's okay. I mean, let's see here. That means that Y-wing now, because originally I was thinking he had an opportunity to go through the asteroid field, but at this point, I don't know if he necessarily wants to, nor should he.
Yeah, initially I thought on that turn he might take that Y-wing to try to control the center of the board, but maybe he'll just skirt it around just to keep range 2-3.
Yeah, okay, so I got my Telecaster working, so you're saying that he's going to want to come around here. Oh, I guess you can't see this. In 15 seconds, you'll see it. So, look at that. Blair is going to come in this way, and Paul's going to have to swing the swarm around. Meanwhile, the Z's are going to make their way in, and I think that we're going to see the conflict zone being right around the center of the field.
So I can definitely see where this is coming from. I'll tell you that I don't dislike Blair's setup here, although it seems in a weird way like the IG-88's a little early into the action. That being said, it's almost like uh, have you heard anything about World War II dogfights where a lot of it had to do with people just turning around in a circle waiting for someone's turn radius to go faster than the other airplane? That's like a lot how a lot of those fights started.
No, that's interesting.
And so basically, it's imagine a tornado, and the ships are on the opposite side of the tornado spinning around. Just one of them's just moving faster, trying to get behind the other. And that's kind of where the setup is, where the IG-88's in a similar position to these TIE fighters. Now, the TIE fighters just can't turn as quickly as the IG-88 can, and so the IG-88's got the potential to get up from behind them. Now, that being said, I feel like Blair wishes that he was a couple of he's millimeters, maybe a little too far ahead to make a bank maneuver. Although he might still have a bank, because I don't think he wants a hard turn here. I think he wants to bank and try and get behind those TIE fighters.
If I can estimate it correctly, and I doubt it, because I'm really bad at Outer Rim Smugglers mind games they put up. But I would say if he did a hard turn, he's going to hit that debris field. So I think he's telegraphing at least a bank, a 1 or a 2.
Yeah. Well, I think he's got a hard turn 1, maybe. I'm trying to eyeball this.
He would fit it just in there if he did it.
But I think he's close on a bank, and I think that if he does a bank and a three bank and then a boost, I think he's got himself in a very interesting flanking position. That being said, that might be a little too early for that IG-88. The one thing is the IG-88's movement is a little bit more developed than both the Z-95 and the Y-wing. Or the Y-wing's probably a little bit farther ahead too. Those Z-95s, despite the fact that they want to get shot, are probably 2 turns from their real position that they want to be in. I mean, a bank 1 will get them likely some range 3 shots, but in the end, you really want those being what take fire. So I don't know. I mean, it'll be interesting to see how this starts out, and I think that Blair is going through some analysis paralysis at the moment. I mean, when you look at it, he's got a lot of variables in there, and I mean, Paul's got he's really only moving one ship at the moment.
Yeah. So the thing about Blair's list is that he's dealing with 3 different dials, and the IG-88 has advanced sensors, which means that he can advance sensor and boost, and then he can do a Segnor's loop or any other maneuver. And so as a result, the mobility of that IG-88 is just incredible. So
is Blair blocking himself on that? I think he's inadvertently may have blocked himself.
No, he never inadvertently blocks himself. He's a self-blocker. He loves self-blocking. I'm guessing that if he does block, he's doing it on purpose. That's just what he does. He's one of the best self-blockers in the game. The point I was making was that IG-88, I think the name of the game here is if it can last and not get murdered by the TIE fighters and stay out of their arc, which it'll have to do with advanced sensor Segner loops tricks or inertial dampener tricks, then and the rest of his squad can loosen up the TIE fighters, then he'll get into a good ending. So really he's playing kind of a finesse game here, whereby he'll have to avoid the other squad for as long as possible with the IG-88. And that requires a tremendous amount of flying skill. So I'm excited to see Blair give us a lesson in how to fly the IG-88.
So he's still thinking about that IG-88, thinking long and hard. And then you're right, though. There's so many more options on where that thing can move and where it can end up just with advanced sensors. Advanced sensors is going to be absolutely key for self-blocking situations. I'll tell you what, especially on those Z95s. I mean, those Z95s actions they're not irrelevant, but In some ways, they are, right? I mean, they're rolling 2 dice at most to hit 3 agility targets. I think they're for the most part there to try and take actions away from the dice swarm.
Hmm.
I I can't stand Z95s. I have tried to play them over and over on my table here, and they don't punch hard enough, and they just disappear in a round of shots.
I think they're amazing ships.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's there's a lot of back and forth on whether or not that's the Z95 is a good ship. I mean,
They're so
stats,
point efficient. They're just amazing.
They're
Yeah.
super efficient points wise.
And like the other thing about, sorry to Ricky to interrupt you, but
good.
for me the kind of premier sort of aha moment I had with the Z95 was Paul's list design choice for his world's list. So he could have gone and upgraded any of his other ships and played with a 3-ship rebel list, but instead he took that last 12 points and he went with the bandit. And watching him fly that bandit around, like, that bandit is vicious. It does like yeoman's work, and people don't respect it, and as a result it'll get in your face and mess with you. So I think that's probably the big thing about it, is that if you just got one of them, people leave it alone, and then it's mosquito biting you the whole game.
Mm-hmm.
You don't underestimate the pawn.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's just, for me, every time I see a Z95, I wonder internally why it's not an A-wing. And I think in the end, I mean, where's Major Juggler when you need him? But I think in the end, the 15-point A is less efficient than the Z95. But I absolutely love the prototype A-wing. But it's hard to run just one of those.
So dials are down, and it looks like we're gonna see some action.
I play an X-Wing.
It is X-Wing.
Yes,
yeah.
we are playing X-Wing.
I'm not playing it. I'm actually watching it.
Who do it?
Who's what?
You're watching who do it?
It's Paul and Blair.
Who's Paul?
You said she's 4?
No, she's 4.5.
Who's
Yeah,
Paul
that's
and
such an inquisitive age.
Yeah, it's always questions. I inevitably hit this moment where I'm like, kid, it's turtles all the way down.
All right. So I'm a little. So I guess I'm not. I mean, in the end, like this is a good flanking position with those Z's, but I was actually a little surprised that he didn't go for a bank to start trying to turn in.
No, he's maximizing for optionality here. He doesn't want to commit to a lane until he sees which way the TIE fighters are going.
Mm-hmm.
So the cool thing is that this opened up, he can go this way, or he can come around this way.
I'll see it. Yeah, if Paul does exactly what he's doing now.
Well, Paul does have the opportunity to. Doesn't have enough space. I was going to say there's the potential to go in and barrel roll. That is nice. I like when people do that. So he transformed his column. That
Putting it on
was
flank.
his column was wide but not.
What's he doing?
What was it? Tall but not wide, and now he's with his maneuvers, he's actually extending it out.
Yep, covering
one,
maximum
and then
frontage.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And Hell Runner should end up right in the middle.
Well, this
Although,
just
actually,
in-
no, she won't. Unless she banks in, she's going to...
There's barrels.
Yeah, but even with the hard 2, I guess the hard 2 barrel roll will probably get her within almost everybody, except for maybe Black Squadron 1.
He's got
So
the
Sorry, go
potential
ahead.
to do lots of different things here. You got to imagine he still wants to go after that Z95. Although with that extra wide turn he made, he's got the ability to hard turn 1 and kind of capitalize on a flank. So, I mean, certainly Paul knows what he's doing here.
I was a little curious as to why Hal Runner was lagging so much farther back there.
Ooh, did that hit?
No, that was a pre-advanced... he was trying to boost.
Does that clear?
I
Oh,
think
it does not look like it. I'm zoomed in.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
Yeah. Well, he's going to have to just do a hard 2 here, I think. Actually, maybe a hard 1 will clear.
See, I was thinking if for the maneuver that I was expecting was a 3 bank.
Interesting.
3 bank boost. Get behind those TIE fighters. The one downside is it's a little fast developing for your other 3 ships, because in the end you want those Z95s being shot. But I think he would have some shots if he did that maneuver. Nope, he hard turn 2. And now here he's the problem with that hard 2 is it absolutely put him on in the path of blockers, and potentially to get shot by all these TIE fighters next turn. Whereas that bank kind of to use that World War II dogfighting thing where you circle around each other. He was still essentially circling around faster than those TIE fighters were, and now he's
There we
right
go.
up in it.
Yeah, see the hard 2 plus the boost. By the way, Catherine has officially joined the ranks of the podcasters. She's now got a headset on and is sitting in front of the mic.
Nice.
What do you think about that, Catherine?
Cool.
She's pleased.
What's your pirate
Fantastic.
name, Catherine?
Catherine, do you have a pirate name?
No.
No?
No?
That's a pretty poor pirate name. No is a terrible pirate name.
Yeah.
The Dread Pirate Roberts.
No, I don't have any paper names.
The Dread Pirate, no.
I think it's pretty authoritative. It's just like,
Yeah.
it's like, Pirate Lord, I want more grog. No.
Ah!
Give me my booty.
It fits right in there with.
So
Caltrope.
is Howl Runner gonna barrel roll here or not is a question, right? Like, yes, she is.
Yeah, so I really like the position of the robot now.
Hey, this year is the year of the monkey.
It's the year of the monkey. It's the year of the pirates because we're a pirate crew. Yar.
Huh? It could be the year of the monkey pirate.
That's
Yeah.
acceptable. That's me. I've got the intelligence of a monkey pirate.
And the hand dexterity. You're like a monkey.
Have you seen me try and move ships on the table?
I was gonna ask, do you bump other ships a lot? Because I fat finger everything.
Hey, we finally have some shots. Look at that. Blair just rolled 4 natural evades.
Is it going to be that kind of game?
I'd say he's safe. All right, here we go. That was Howl Runner shooting, by the way, and here comes the IG-88.
Do you take this shot on Howl Runner? I think you do, don't you?
No, he went for the. Okay, so 2 hits and a crit. It's pretty good. And remember, if the TIE Fighter evades this, which it doesn't, wow, it's going to take a hit and a crit. Although is that? Yep, it's a black. Oh, it's heavy laser cannon. Sorry, 2 hits.
Yeah. Whoa, wait, why did we get a crit?
I think Paul was just showing it to us.
Oh.
So which number was that? That was number 2.
So honestly, in my meta here, we don't see a lot of crack shot. So, in fact, I don't think I've seen it on the board at all.
Oh, this is your chance to
Yeah.
to beat the crap out of everyone with it. Crack shot, I think, is a game-changing upgrade.
I've been hearing a lot about it.
Correct shot is probably one of the. I think it's the second best EPT in the game.
It's incredible.
Yeah, I pushed the limit. Still number 1.
All right, here we go. So he's got another shot, hitting a crit.
Ooh.
Blair's fine. Okay, so the auto thrusters, and he's good. Oh, but
Auto
he can crack
thrusters for
shot
the
and
win.
take off a shield. I actually would do the crack shot here.
Anytime you can pull shields off,
yeah,
they
you
don't
take it.
regen. Yeah, they don't regen.
Yeah, and Paul did. So the robot is going to lose a shield.
This is a note to self. I wonder if there's a way that we can track crack shot at all in the Twitch channel. Next level.
I think
Fire.
he's going to. He actually, you see the yellow dot. He removed the yellow dot, indicating that he did the crack shot. So
Yeah,
That
I was
is
just about to mention
awesome.
it. I think that's great.
Golf clap to Paul. Thank you for that. We greatly appreciate it.
Great use of the mirror match functionality.
yeah,
Absolutely. I'm going to try and remember that for later.
yeah. This is standard vassal practice, you noobs. Okay, so
What the heck, man?
yeah.
Well, that's actually not too far from the truth.
Um,
Okay, so it looks like Blair managed to escape that, and we're back to dials.
for those of you who did listen to us yesterday, we found out that Paul and Blair were playing today, so Mr. Bubbles was nice enough to hold off our game so we could watch this, and we decided we would all have a fun time uh, casting the game together. So we do appreciate you letting us watch Blair and Paul play together or
Okay.
play each other.
You're okay
Yeah,
with
when
that,
you
Kathy?
sent me that email, I thought it's great. Anytime I can watch Paul get into his channel and troll around, you learn something.
Yeah, he's he's the world champion for a reason, right?
In.
So I'll do, while we're waiting with dials, a little commercial break. So Scummy Welding Podcast is currently running a Patreon, and one of our stretch
How
goals.
do I hear it?
How do you hear the Patreon? You just have to tune in, kid. And one of our stretch goals was to do more video content, and we hit that stretch goal. That was our $50 stretch goal, $50 an episode. So thank you everyone for making that possible. And our next stretch goal, the $75 one, which hopefully we will hit sometime next week or two, will be to do a around the world interview series where we're going to interview X-wing people from all over the globe. So wherever there's an active X-wing scene on the planet, we are going to be doing interviews with those people, and
Papa, can you put it in my ear and not keep it holding on?
I will do that.
This is it right now, please.
No problem.
It's held.
You're part of the pirate crew, kid. You're supposed to be helping us advertise.
Well, she
You're making it easy to want to pledge more money.
Uh-huh.
I saw that stretch goal. I was like, yeah. I like it.
Yeah. I did call my pirate lord a noob. I'm sorry, pirate lord. Don't hurt me.
That's right. I'm gonna make. I'd make you walk the plank, but you keep designing these flashy, shiny things for me to look at,
Mhm.
and as we all know, I'm easily distracted.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Ricky, if you can you drop a link to the Patreon into our Twitch feed?
I can probably do that.
Thank you. Or probably Greyfax, who's watching. He's probably got it on hand.
We need to make. Reminds me. Can you make me a moderator in that? And you can probably, if you want, make Greyfax a moderator too, just since he's like one of our mouthpieces. I don't know, Greyfax. Thank you for leading the charge on Patreon. He's been like keeping updated and keeping a thread updated on our progress and everything. And I think that's super awesome. So Paul is still considering
Well, he's in a tough
His-
spot here now.
his maneuvers, right? Yeah, it's interesting. He's got opportunity to really crush down this this Brobot, but the question is he has to guess. The thing is, even if he guesses right, that advanced sensors has the ability to potentially get him out of it. Although I think that, let's see here. I think that his Black Squadron Pilot 2, the one with one hit point, is in a very good opportunity for blocking pre-boosts with the
A 3-bank, yeah.
Yeah, like, you know me, I absolutely love a good block play, and he's got a lot of ability to kind of cover ground. So I think that he's going to be able to get some shots in. It's really a matter of how he can concentrate that, and I'm not sure if he's necessarily going to. All things considered, I think Blair, you're right, is absolutely in a very good position to at least get some good damage in. It's just a matter of how much damage is he going to take with that IG-88.
Yeah, Paul just said in the chat channel, can I get IG-88 is his question. So he's trying to figure out how to do the blocks. I think a 3-bank left, followed by either potentially a barrel roll if he wants to guarantee the block, will work. The Blair can always boost right with the advanced sensor boost, as you said, Ricky. So it's hard with that for that one TIE fighter to correctly block Blair.
Yeah, the thing that I'm thinking is that he blocks the boost to the left, and you can. I mean, there is. I know it's a little nuts, but there is room to hard turn one almost that entire group to where, so long as he prevents the movement to the left somehow, to have all of your guns there. I'm not sure if that's necessarily there or not. I'm trying to mentally go through the moves, but if you're trying to, I think he's got the opportunity to prevent a move to the left and try and concentrate fire to the right, just based on his extended wide turn the previous turn. So that's going to come in. That wide turn that I was not expecting from Paul is going to kind of pay off a little bit in his maneuver here. So that's pretty
Why?
interesting.
Yeah, I agree. This is a critical turn. I actually feel like we've reached the crisis moment, the first real crisis moment of the game.
Yeah, I'm super excited to see what he's going to do. The nice thing is on that Black Squadron 2, I mean, even with Crackshot, that thing's only worth what, 16 points, 15 points?
14 plus 1, 15.
15 points. So I mean, who cares if it dies? I mean, even without firing Crackshot, he doesn't care. It's going to, if it effectively blocks and gets concentrated fire, you can
Hello.
it's already effectively done what it needs to do.
Now, I haven't watched Paul a lot on Vassal, but it seems that Imperials are a bit atypical for him.
Yeah, he'll run Imperials enough times, right? Like I think that for all of the major tournaments, he likes to run Rebels, but I mean, I've seen him. He ran Imperial plenty of times in the Aces League for sure.
And a lot of scum.
Yeah, and a lot of scum. And because I think a lot of times he tries to kind of know the other good major lists and have a good understanding on what they can do, so he can effectively play against them. Not to mention, it's like the crack swarm is very, very, very good and was underrepresented not only at Worlds but in the Aces League. And I think that there was an opportunity to run it, and I'm glad they took advantage of that.
Okay, here we go. Look at that. He is. I expected a hard left 2 by the Thug, but instead he's gonna bring the Thug around the asteroid. And look at that. Paul did the 3 left turn, and he'll definitely block. He'll block both of the advanced sensors.
Yeah, so now so he's banking on blocking the pre-boost and getting in the way. I think, yeah, I don't know if Blair can effectively. How would you get out of that if you were Blair? If he's taking a 3 bank right, he can get out, or I don't even know if a 2 will get him out.
Blair
can just
has
turn.
Inertial dampeners. He can blow that right now. And,
Yeah, but he's gonna get shot at really hard if he does that.
Yeah, he wouldn't. Yeah, he wants to avoid concentrated.
I think
fire.
what he's gonna do is either a hard left 2 or a hard left 3, and he's gonna come back with the Brobot. Okay, there goes the hard left 2, and there also goes the hard left 3. So interesting, man. This could be bad for the robot.
So I absolutely love. If you're playing, for those of you watching at home and want to know kind of like what the thought process here with TIE fighters and swarms in general, I swear, just one of my absolute favorite types of list to play. The idea is to try and prevent the maneuvers that you don't want by fanning out. I mean that's kind of what he's doing here. Is he's blocking all of those left maneuvers, so either Blair bumps or goes right and gets shot. So the idea is that you kind of want to. It's less trying to predict a maneuver and more a sense of trying to corral a ship to take the types of maneuvers that you want it to take. And then if you get a block, thumbs up. But that's the predictive moves are less in terms of trying to actually block and remove maneuvers, but to corral you to do what to corral the ship to do what you want it to do, which is to go right and get shot by a bunch of TIE fighters. So,
All right, here we go. He's going to advance sensor to get the focus.
which that leads me to believe that he is going to be blocked.
Yeah, I think he probably dialed in like a hard left 3, and he's about to get blocked. Or maybe advance. I guess potentially he could do inertial dampeners here, but
He's taking every single TIE fighter shot, though.
yeah, he's gonna get whacked. I mean, I'm not sure he survives that.
Yeah, he's seriously thinking hard here. Well, actually, if he advanced sensor focus, that means almost assuredly he's got that his maneuvers blocked. I mean,
Yeah, I mean the only thing he can be thinking about now is should he inertial dampen or not, because otherwise he would just move.
Yeah, he's kind of hosed. It seems like his only viable option is to pop that inertial dampener. Otherwise, he's going to.
Well, if he blocks, that at least removes one shot away from him.
Yeah, it's only one.
Yep.
But like I said, I'm not
It was a hard left too.
Well, that's going to get rid of 2 shots potentially on where he's going to bump the Black Squadron 2.
Yeah, this is good though because he's not going to get.
I don't think he runs into Omega 1. I bet he runs into Black Squadron 2. He almost has to.
Yeah, I mean he doesn't. Oh, you think so?
But maybe. Hold up.
No, he'll clear it.
So that takes away 2 shots. That's not bad. That's way better than inertial dampeners.
And he's got to focus.
Yeah. So that's not the worst thing in the world. He did invite an extra range 1 shot, but that's not the worst thing in the world here. And the positioning's not awful. So there's certainly a lot of life left for that. And hey, Howlrunner currently as is might not have a shot.
Yeah, I expected I mean, I kind of expected actually a 5 forward from Howlrunner there to maximize the rerolls, but I guess he's playing it ultra safe with her.
What he's trying to do was to corral shots into that little pocket hole. Because I'll tell you what, my personal thought process on where Blair was going to go with that Brobot was a bank 3 and then a boost left to try and go around these TIE fighters. But in the end, I mean, he's only taking 3 TIE shots here. Maybe he takes a shot from Black Squadron Pilot 2, but I don't think so. Just kind of eyeballing that arc. Yeah, maybe he gets a shot from Black Squadron Pilot 2.
He might just have the corner.
So, I mean, he's certainly got potential here.
We're going to get some shooting. I think he's going to have to go at either BSP 3 or BSP 1.
Who needs to shoot? Who needs to shoot?
IG-88B does.
Who does?
He's a robot.
That robot.
Why?
The one that looks like a space bug.
Why does he need to shoot?
He just needs to. It's part of his like kind of basic programming.
What happened to him?
Well, when he was programmed by the evil overlords of where is he from, Ricky?
Hold up. So let me go ahead and explain this to you. All right, so
let Papa Kelvin tell you the story of the robot IG-88B.
He rolls a single hit. So
oh no!
He's like crossing his fingers to see and evade.
Yeah, and here comes he's gonna get another shot.
A predator.
Paul's like, hey,
what
predator,
a joke.
please. Yeah.
What a troll! Really?
Well, he could predator he could have predatored actually his crit to try to force no hits.
That's interesting. I didn't even thought about that. Well, there you go. Next level stuff. Also, IG-88 was a droid created by the Empire. Was an assassin droid who, when he woke up, had sentience, and
he dodged it.
Then destroyed all of the scientists in the room. Noticed 3 other droids that were the exact same as him. Downloaded his own programming into those droids, activated them, and then there are now 4 IG-88 droids.
Ooh,
A, B, C, and
look
D.
at that! That 4 hits.
Ooh,
one for each droid. Wow, he's gonna kill that TIE
The
fighter.
dice don't lie. The dice don't lie.
Oh,
The dice don't
man.
lie.
That is
Oh.
huge.
You're just missing a big foam finger
Oh,
with the
that is
celebration.
What
incredible.
happened?
The robot killed one of those TIE fighters.
Why?
Beautiful.
I want
Are
a
the
big
TIE fighters
massive
good?
graphic that says the dice don't lie every
Uh,
time.
TIE
that
fighters
happens.
aren't really good. They're kind of imperial, which I guess they're kind of lawful evil, I suppose.
Get your D&D alignment
Oh,
out.
a D&D reference.
Hold up. We play Age of Rebellion here, and you have duty, and they have a sense of duty to.
Okay, he's probably gonna crack shot this one.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
Ricky,
He's gonna be burning. He's gonna be burning crack shot over and
There
over.
it is. Yep.
So it's another shield off the robot. He's down to 2 shields and 4 hull.
Ooh, is there a shot there?
No.
So look, the
There's
zoom
space.
tool, enhance, and there is no shot. There are space millimeters. So he's going to get away from this in a pretty decent position. Ooh, is he going to? He might even be able to kill that Black Squadron pilot too. Does he take that shot, or does he try and get 2 hit points away on one of the Omegas? If I were him, I'd just try and get the kill. Blair's got to be feeling a little good after his game at Worlds versus Paul. Apparently,
Yeah, he does. I
How
think.
about put
Go ahead.
zero
Sorry,
to-
I think, did he just kill that TIE fighter? No, he did not. Sorry. I keep interrupting
So-
you, Ricky. I apologize. The action is it's hot here. I don't want to miss it.
So it looks like there were some blank rolls on the TLT shot, so that was a dodge out, and good for you, little TIE fighter. 1 hit point TIE fighters live forever. The Z95s are going to do all the work here.
Nothing makes me feel better than seeing that many green dice.
Man,
Was it,
I play A-wings, and and that many green dice is like a regular occurrence.
Yeah, I love it. Was it Theorist who had said red dice draw crowds, green dice win games? Somebody tried to make that into a T-shirt. Didn't go anywhere.
That's funny. Oh, I miss our space robot. Our IG-88's being upgraded. We'll get him again.
Okay, Catherine is going to bed. Say goodnight, kiddo.
Good night.
So tell her to say good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, Galactic
Good
Holonet.
night.
Good night, Galactic.
Good night, Galactic Holonet.
Good night, Galactic. I had to go to bed.
Oh my god,
For some reason, she
Great.
feels like she has to scream everything. I'm not sure.
that's so adorable.
All right, and she's off. See you later, Catherine.
Oh, that hurt. That hurt my insides. Oh, okay. So we're back to dials. Is there a sloop option available for our little IG-88? I don't think he's got a boost or a sloop to make it. Because if they got a 4K, that's going to hit that rock almost assuredly. So I think unless
He might be able to squeeze out the sloop
left?
on the left. Yeah, but
Oh,
definitely
man.
not on the right.
and then you've got your Z's potentially in the way of that.
Yeah, the problem is Z's got to move, so he's kind of hosed.
And Pirate 2 does not have exactly a great position, although if he 3 banks, he's got shots on maybe those TIE fighters.
I really like how Blair played the thug here.
Yeah, I'm absolutely a big fan of that. He's got
Keeping him out of the way, kiting the field, staying at range 3, making it hard to kill.
He's
And
following exactly the glide slope that we talked about, the flight path.
Yeah.
So I'm a big fan of that TLTY. Just very simple. You have to fly it, knowing that you need to essentially always keep something in between it and your enemies, or it's gonna die. And he's doing a good job of that so far.
Right. Yeah, Blair is totally in the driver's seat now. He can sloop with the robot, which he's probably got he's probably got a 3 sloop dialed in here.
You think that he's got the sloop left?
Sloop right.
How does he sloop right? Isn't he going to run into a TIE fighter?
The TIE fighter's going to move first.
There you go.
Yeah. And then he's going to have his pick of shots. And he'll focus, obviously, before he sloops, so he'll be shooting with focus and built-in gunner. Now, his one bandit at the bottom of the board is actually a little out of... I don't think it's going to get a shot this round.
I don't think so either. Although, if Paul's going for the block on that, he can hard turn one barrel roll and block that sloop to the right.
There's
But
your
then-
3.
But then he's definitely trying to stop that. If you're Paul, do you give up on the robot and just try and go after that Y-wing?
It's kind of depressing if he does have to do that, but
Yeah.
yes.
There's
Yeah,
your 3.
In a weird way, you're almost giving up on it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay,
man,
so-
you do not want to leave that ship to last.
Yeah. Yeah, the off switch just pointed out that he can do a hard one with BSP 3 and then barrel roll right to block the
Yeah, that's what I was saying. He can
Yeah.
you can the sloop can be blocked.
but he may be able to advance sensor boost first and then do a sloop after that.
Check out those awesome sloops on those typhos though.
Uh-huh.
Those typhos do not care, and they are right back in it. So that's pretty handy. There it is.
Okay, yep, hard one. And then we'll see if he barrel rolls here. I think the problem with the barrel roll is then Blair can boost followed by a sloop. No, actually, I think the boost will hit. It'll hit.
Yeah, if he barrel rolls, he'll get a bump.
Yeah, Blair won't be able to boost.
I mean,
Okay,
that-
so Paul is debating it in the chat channel whether or not he should be boosting.
We all say you should do it. Oh, do it.
I think he should.
Feel your anger; it makes you stronger.
Uh-oh. Are we doing Palpatine impressions now?
I feel it anytime Imperials are played. You have to do at least one. So I think that is the right move.
Mm-hmm.
Because if that's the case, and he gets a solid block, he's got at least 2 typho shots on him, and theoretically you can get Howl Runner.
He did. He chose to boost.
Yep.
Ooh. I would have barrel rolled. Did he barrel roll forward as possible? I would have barrel rolled back as possible.
Huh.
Right? Because now if he chose right sloop, I think he's gonna. Certainly, there's more room available for him to do that.
I
Yeah.
think he's going to catch a corner regardless.
He still might bump, but of the barrel rolls, I definitely would have taken the safer back. That being said, I think he's trying.
Wait. He can just pop the inertial dampeners here. That's the right
Oh.
move. Yeah.
Forgot about that. We were talking about it earlier.
I don't. I'll tell you, I don't think so.
Why not?
Because you are gonna. Because even if you move, you range out your shots from the typhos.
Hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
I do. Yeah. You get out of range.
You're range 1 currently
Right.
of those typhos. You don't want to be range 1. You want to be range 2 and have your 3 agility be
Better, yeah. And so I guess either way he'll be stressed. If he tries to do a
Yeah,
signal.
I get the feeling that he did do a sloop when you're looking at it because he's thinking about.
Yeah, look at that. Blair is unhappy that with Paul's choice there.
So here's an interesting one. One of the reasons why I believe, ooh,
He's trying to boost left. He's just trying to figure out where he can go.
so the reason why Paul went forward is to potentially arc dodge the Pirate 2,
Yeah.
in hopes of also having a block. Now,
Okay, so there it is. He pre-advanced to took the focus. Oh, and he's popping the dampeners. Yeah, interesting.
I don't know if I would do that.
Wow, I guess he just wants the shot, huh? But wow, look at Hell Runner.
No, he's gonna eat it.
He has to regret that decision. That much damage. Ugh.
Still, here comes 3 evades.
He's gonna take 9 attack dice to the face.
Yep.
All right, he needs a big roll here.
Yeah.
Okay, so he spends the focus and he's gonna crack to get 1 through.
It's got a range 1 shot on BSP3. I don't think this is worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Just for that kill shot on the Black Squadron Pirate 3. I don't think it's worth it.
It looks like it's just in 1. Just
But
by a sliver.
That TLT's got room for days to operate now, though. That's a hard turn 2, and then just keep slow rolling around.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing you have to worry about is Black Squadron Pilot 2, and you've got at least a primary if you hard turn.
All right, they're trying to figure out the range of the shot. If I zoom my map, I won't be able to. I'll have to come back out. So.
Yeah, it just looks like he's got the corner.
All right, they're asking us to call it.
I'm stepping in here. Let me do a quick zoom in. So far on my handy dandy 32-inch monitor, I'm thinking that's range 1.
I'm zoomed all the way in. It looks like a pixel.
Yeah, that's range 1.
Ooh, 4
Oh,
with
nice.
a crit. That's awesome.
Even if this guy's dead, I don't think it's worth it.
He'll live. Well, maybe he's gonna take. If he takes a direct hit, then shaken pilot. Okay, so straight maneuvers are stressful.
Which is not the worst thing in the world for him, except for that I guess he would want a K turn, but that thing served its purpose anyways. It's already done its crack shot. Although it could do some damage to the tie.
Okay, here we go. The moment we've been waiting for. 2 range 1 shots with Hell Runner.
Yeah, that's gonna hurt. He could potentially kill. The kill is on the table, is it not? It is. Not to mention that Black Squad can do some damage there too. He's shaking. Paul says he's shaking. Does anybody, when they hear the word shaken, immediately think of holy cow, RPG time?
All right,
Savage
so
Worlds.
the pirate just took 1
I have not
shield.
played that.
Oh, here it is. Come on. So we have
Oh, 2 hits. Okay.
2 hits.
All right, 1 more shield. That's actually not so bad for Blair. He's not going to die unless he takes a direct hit or 2. It's another big roll. Oh, 2 hits.
Ah, missed out.
And 1 more. Okay, so he lost three hit points on that.
See, to me, I don't think that is worth it.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting.
Um,
It's a tough call.
I mean, because how much damage did he take that round with that?
Oh, look, is he gonna have a shot on BSP3?
Ooh, he might be able to kill Omega 2. Why does Omega 2 only have 2 hit points? Did I miss something?
Yeah, it took some damage from the bandit. The bandit
Got it.
hit it for twice. So.
He could theoretically kill Omega 2.
Yeah, he's going through that debris field though.
Yeah, that is the one downside is he's going to be firing through a lot of debris
I think you go for the kill shot. No, he's going for Omega 2. Yeah.
because Omega 2's positioned better.
There we go. So he's gonna spend the focus probably. There we go. Paul needs, and Paul does not get it. So that's one hit
Nice.
point through. So he just needs one more TLT shot to kill Omega 2.
This is a very crucial shot.
Okay, Paul needs to roll 2 evades, and he does not.
Ooh.
Oh,
That
Omega
was
2 is
absolutely
dead.
critical.
Very nice.
That was absolutely critical.
And look at that. I think the bandit is gonna hit BSP3. He's got a piece of it.
Yep. Just on a corner. DED dead.
Yeah, I see that.
Can you guys make the call, Ricky? On Paul says it's in. Wow.
Yeah, it's in. It's just a sliver
Yeah,
again. Game
I'm
of
gonna-
pixels.
I'm gonna trust.
Got the target lock. He's gonna have to
trust Paul now.
re-roll all 3. Here goes. Oh, hitting a crit. So TIE Fighter needs, and he does not get it. That's another dead TIE Fighter.
And that's it.
Oh,
That is almost game right there. Although I'll tell you, it's those 3 TIE fighters. If it's those 3 TIE fighters versus the 2 Zs and a Y-wing, I can see a scenario where they win. But
Look at that. He could finish off the other. Look at that.
Yeah.
2 hits.
oh man,
on fire.
Oh, he does. He finishes.
Oh,
Wow.
Minari pirates are on fire.
oh man, oh wow, that is a good round for Blair.
Ugh. Which okay, so that was Black Squadron 2.
So interestingly enough, I did think that was a mistake to move that IG-88 in, but in the end, if you're gonna kill 3 TIE fighters in a turn, it doesn't necessarily matter.
Mm-hmm.
I think that he definitely was willing to make that trade. All right, so sell me on some hope here. What does Paul have to do to pull himself in and win this game?
Well, that Omega Squadron pilot needs to get a range 1 shot and kill that robot. The robot's stressed, so it can't loop and it can't advance sensor. So it's going to have to do like a 3 right bank. So the Omega needs to also do a 3 right bank and get a range 1 shot on the robot. The problem is the robot can 3 right bank and then boost again, and then it's clear. So maybe a 3 hard by Omega. Yeah, 3 hard right.
Is that going to nail him on that rock? I know he'll clear that.
He'll be stressed though.
He's just got to pray. Roll well. Go forth.
Do you guys ever watch The Last Starfighter?
Wait, hold on. Am I missing a ship? Did Paul lose? Oh, he's got 4 ships dead. I need to kill somebody.
The only ones up is Omega 1 and Howl Runner. Everybody else is dead.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that was about as good a round as Blair could have had on his red dice. I'll be super curious to see.
Okay, there's a self bump.
Super curious to see how the luck pans out on Lady Luck on this game. I mean, because Blair's reds were super good. That being said, it's not that Paul's green dice were bad. It's that he didn't have any actions to modify them. All right.
Oh, look at that. He's taking it easy with the thug.
Well, he wants to maintain that distance, although he might be, depending on the maneuver, he might be out of range. I would have hearted too, but I don't think it necessarily matters.
Yeah, it just took a lockout on Hal.
Just floating around on the periphery,
Oh no,
flicking away.
he's gonna come all the way back. But at least he's gonna clear his stress.
Yeah, that guy's you going nowhere. Wow, this is not what I saw happening. Apparently, I don't know how to pick games. Remember how yesterday we were talking about how I was 67%? I didn't pick that game right. Didn't pick this game right. I'm just a bunch of hot air. I don't even know what's right anymore. What's up? What's down? Thank God I'm good looking and I can recruit pirates well. And he just got out of dodge. Not only that, now that's positioned to hunt again. That is interesting.
Yeah, so he's just getting away. And Hal Runner's gonna take a TLT shot.
And some range ones.
Mm-hmm.
That is brutal.
Yeah, look how well the bandits have converged in a kill zone with Hal Runner. It's like it was scripted. Do you see that?
Yeah. Wow. You know the funny thing is it's possible for Blair to win this game and then have to play the exact same list in the championships.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, at least he knows he can do it, right? Have confidence.
All right, so Paul's doing some damage here. He just brought Pirate 1 down to 1 hull.
Come on, pirate buddies. Take it home.
Okay, look at that. It's Hal Runner's got the asteroid. Huh. Okay, Blair's gonna roll the target locks. And he's gonna get 2. Alright, Hal Runner
out.
evades it. Yeah.
Dodges out. Let's see it again.
This should be easy pickings for Hal Runner. Okay, she's
I don't think Blair
is.
is too sad about that, considering how well his dice went last round. Like,
Yeah.
he could have bad dice for the rest of the game and still win.
yeah. And here comes the range 1 shot. Oh. Just 1 hit. Oh.
Gets it through.
Wow.
Man, that is so brutal.
Yeah.
Francois says that he was a little surprised that Paul picks a dice-dependent squad for the playoffs. My thought process on that is, with Crackshot, that kind of sands down your need to roll well.
Okay, so that's not what happened though in this case. What happened was that Blair is known for being an excellent 5-ship rebel player. That's kind of his specialty, and so Paul was gaming the system and was hoping that Blair would fly the 5-ship rebels against him, and then the pilot skill bid with Crackshot, the swarm can really disintegrate a 5-ship rebel list pretty fast. So I think what we're seeing here was Paul trying to game Blair, but
It's mind games, man. Mind
Yeah.
games.
yeah. But funnily enough, he still got a matchup that I think was good for him. I mean, despite the result of this game, I still
Yeah,
think that
yeah.
Paul's list is favored in this matchup.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, when you think about it, if Paul rolls better green dice and Blair doesn't have red hot red dice on that turn, you're looking at 2 more of Paul's ships and probably a dead IG-88. So if Paul's got two more, even as one more ship and a dead IG-88. You could foreseeably see him potentially winning this game, as is right here.
Yeah, we could be looking at the last round.
So, I mean, despite the fact that, I mean, he didn't necessarily win. He had good situations going through at least most of this game. It's just sometimes the dice want you to lose, and you roll, and that's what happens. Although, was there anything that Paul maybe missed that we're not necessarily talking about?
I don't know. I think we'll have to go back and look at it, but I liked everything he did this game. It feels like, just like yesterday's game with Tex,
Mm-hmm.
that, it just got away from him somehow. It was pretty subtle, but I mean, I found that with high level X-Wing that tends to happen a fair amount. Like, both guys play great, and the result is hard to figure out.
Mm-hmm.
I thought both approaches were nice. Just when you get into the fur ball, anything goes.
Mm-hmm. So last night around 9:30, I did a training match with Blair with this matchup.
Mm-hmm.
Because you gotta represent for Scum, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was a very close game. I went hell or high water for the robot, and nearly killed it. But unfortunately, his green dice picked up. I couldn't kill the robot, and my position disintegrated. And we kind of saw something similar in this game, in that he went hell or high water for the robot and couldn't kill it.
Those things are hard to lock down and kill.
Yeah, 3 evade dice, and with advanced sensors, this is one of the most maneuverable ships in the game. I mean, I continue to be just blown away by the robot dial. I mean, it's got a hard one, it's a big ship, it's got boost. I mean, this is military grade tech, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I kind of feel like the IG-88 should be an Imperial ship.
The IGA is one of my favorite to put on the board. The dial's great. The stat line's great. Actions are great.
Look at that, he's going to get a shot on Omega 1.
That's insane.
Uh-huh. And Howrunner's going to get another couple shots. Look how well Blair has used those bandits to keep Hellrunner.
To muck up the board.
Yeah, and look, Hellrunner cannot barrel roll out of it. Well, maybe actually he could barrel roll. They just scooted a little bit forward. Look, he's trying to figure out, like, oh, at this point he's measured, so he's got to take it. He's just going to come. I think he's actually going to barrel roll out of.
That's close.
Uh-huh.
That's very, very close.
Yeah, we're going to find out. He's going to come just off that asteroid. Hey, Ricky, do you have either Blair or Paul's Skype?
I think I've got both. If you would, we'd probably ought to.
We should interview them.
Yeah. I think because we've interviewed Paul before on the podcast. I think after last year.
Okay, here we go. He's got the shot on Omega 2.
Yeah, I've got Blair and Paul. Look at that.
Excellent. Okay, so he rolled 2 hits, and he's going to get the gunner shot. Here it comes. Oh, look at that. And he's going to get Predator. Oh, look at that. Really nice. Oh, 3 natural evades.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Uh-huh.
Nice. All right.
All right, so we'll try to finish him off, and if the Y-Wing does not, then most certainly the Bandit will. All right, there's 1. He needs 2 more. Actually, I did not notice the Bandit was stressed, so the Omega could easily survive this if Blair blanks it.
Yeah. Or he could do that.
Yeah, and that, and there we go. That's one dead.
Oh, yikes.
I think we'll probably see Paul resign here.
Ugh.
Console fire and damaged engine.
All right. All right, Hal Runner.
She's got this.
Let's see the impossible.
Hell Runner for the win.
Just rolls nothing but evades the entire time.
1v4 fight.
I think he just wants to kill something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you can. Sozin just posted the link in the Twitch channel. You can indeed vote on your predictions. Of course, you already know that Paul and Sable. Paul won in the playoff, and Sable won in the relegation. But there are still plenty of matches to go.
You mean that Blair won?
Yeah, Blair won. Blair and Sozin. Sozin Sable. Boy.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I appreciate your vote of confidence, Ricky.
No, we are out of the playoffs. We're just not relegated. Let's see here. Come on now, Runner. Take it out. Take it out, man.
Dude, she could pull it off here.
Yeah. It hit blank, 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 blank.
Here we go. Big roll. It's a shame she can't Hal Runner her own dice.
Hit blank, 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 blank. Hey! Blank,
Very
blank,
nice.
blank, 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 blank. Oh, boo. Boo.
Safe.
All right, Hal Runner's gonna get nuked here.
Yep, here it comes.
It's not.
I think he actually should predator that. Okay, fine.
There it is.
And it's over.
There it is. There it is. Good game.
Good game, guys.
That was FYI for those of you who think that Vassal takes forever. That is two people who know how to play Vassal playing well, and that was almost a regulation length game for your standard X-Wing tournament.
And some beautiful positioning also.
Yep. Hey. So Paul's at least agreed to come on. So hooray for that. I'm sure Blair will too, just because Blair's always looking to talk on Skype. For those of you who want to hear the thoughts of the players, we will be having them on here in the next couple of minutes. Let me go ahead and see if I can get them on. Look at me knowing how to use Skype.
And I will run the dice stats.
All right, let's see if I can't add them to our phone call. Add people to this call. Blairbunke and Paul Heath. Add to call. All right, we'll see how that works. So that is super exciting. It was an awesome game. What are your thoughts on what Blair did to get that victory, Sozin? Or actually, we'll go ahead since you're doing stuff. Mr. Bubbles, what do you think was the key to Blair putting that together?
It's setting up that kill zone. He came around. I love the self bump. I didn't realize Blair was such an advocate of self bumping, but self bumping to set up that kill zone, and then I really liked how Paul fanned out to try to avoid that instead of committing to a column right in. But that just setting up that one zone and being able to maintain it despite that scrum that was coming up and all the bumping, because he knew it was coming.
Okay, I've got the stats up. Let's walk through it. So
Yeah, give us the rundown while we're getting them in.
All right, so I'll just jump right to the player graph. So Blair had just really excellent dice mods. Look at that. He was -2 naturally, so his attack dice were pretty poor. But after he modded all of his dice, he got up to +6. So that's an 8-point swing with dice mods. So target lock and focus was huge for Blair. His defense was good. He ended up with +3. Paul had okay attack dice, but Paul's evade dice were miserable. Look at that. He got almost 0 mods, and he just hung around 0 the whole time in terms of his overall luck. And we'll see that if you look at the converted advantage over time, no surprise here. Blair just totally crushed it in terms of his converted advantage. He was firmly in control the entire game, and the dice just went his way.
Yeah, the his red dice, that one round absolutely sealed the deal when it comes to his luck. I mean, when you think about it, those 3 ships, if you think his red dice were not only good, but Paul's greens were probably a little below average, not to mention he didn't have very good modification.
Yeah,
So that kind of pushed it through.
it did.
Blair saying that his Skype is failing him, and Paul is currently logging into Skype. So, well, I don't think I've actually spoken to Paul since he won Worlds. So we'll have to pre-congratulate him and then say we're sorries, but you're out of the tournament.
See, I'd be curious to know.
There he is.
Right as he found himself coming into that kill zone and losing those 3 ships, if he experienced any sort of morale drop.
Maybe existential nausea. Hey, Paul,
Yeah.
Paul, are you there?
All right, I just added him to the call. We'll see if he jumps on here.
Yeah, I'm sure that was a real kick in the nuts.
Hey, what's up, Paul?
Hey,
So, so I just realized that I haven't spoken to you since you won Worlds. So, congratulations for that. But apologies for what we just witnessed there. So, what'd you kind of think about the game? What was your game plan going in, and what'd you see in that match?
well, my plan was to either kill the TLT or IG-88, whichever was presented as a better target.
Mm-hmm.
And Blair's good about putting IG-88 at range 3 of everything, so he was a terrible target. I mean, the TLT at range 3 of everything, so he was a terrible target the whole game.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, well, I'll just block everything that he can possibly do, which advanced sensors IG-88s are really hard to figure out all the different places you have to block.
But dude, you pulled it off. I mean, like,
Yeah.
like twice
Yeah.
in a row, your blocks were perfect.
Yeah, I had 2 great turns of blocks. I had a decent number of range 1 shots, and I just couldn't get all that damage in that I needed to get in. I really
Yeah.
needed that black to not die on the first shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about that. That round where you lost 3 ties was very unfortunate in the sense that, I mean, that was when we were talking just before about the luck stats, and a lot of that was that one round of dice rolls where you lost 3 ties in one turn. Because I thought for the most part you actually did a very, very good job of corralling him to going to his right and towards the bottom of the map, and kind of keeping him focused, but he was able to essentially blow his way through your blocks, right?
Yeah. Once I lost those 3 ties, I knew it was basically over, because there's no way I would kill IG-88 and then have any juice left for the TLT.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Y-wing would just take everything out, even if the Z95 just flew off the board.
So Sozin brought this up. Was the Crackshot Swarm a mind game versus Blair and his typical 5-ship Rebel Swarm?
I was kind of hoping he was going to bring the 5-ship Rebel just to wipe a B-wing out or something before it gets fire. Yeah.
Yeah, we were kind of. Sozin was talking about that earlier, and we kind of thought that that was definitely a possibility. I did think that, I'll tell you what, I really did think that you flew a heck of a match. I mean, I can't think of, I mean, just to ask you, because I couldn't think of anything personally, was there anything that you wish you would have done in retrospect? Because something about, because we were, for the most part, thought you did a very good job corralling.
Yeah, the blocking was good. I mean, I was totally demoralized after I lost those 3 TIE fighters in a single round.
Mhm.
So I could have flown better after that. Um, like I needed to do a 1 turn instead of trying to do the 3 turn because I knew he was going to try to block me, but I was like, I think I could fit a 3 turn in here. And the getting my TIE fighter blocked backwards and that just was terrible.
I'll tell you what, I thought that that setup on the IG-88 where you had 3 range 1 shots was an absolutely awesome maneuver. And I thought at that point you were going to win the game. I'm actually a little shocked that, like, if you would have told me right then, right there, like how confident I was if you were going to win or not, I was pretty darn confident. But I mean, of course, X-wing being a dice game, from time to time they just tell you no, right?
Yeah, I mean, it happened. Um, I I was really hoping to at least take out the IG-88 and then still have a couple ships left over for the TLTs. And I really wasn't sure how I was gonna win this really, unless Blair made mistakes, and he didn't really make any mistakes. So like his position for a ship was great.
Yeah, he did a very, very good job. You know what? I tell you
Hey,
what.
Blair's online, by the way.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw him in here in a quick second. So I did think that.
Actually, Ricky, why are you doing that? Paul, I have to ask you, what's your reaction to the dice stats?
I generally look at let me look at it again. So yeah, the versus graphs are a giant red thing for Blair, but usually what I look at is the blanks, the expected versus actual, and that's what I really care about.
Yeah.
And just the number of dice rolls, and he actually rolled more attack blanks than expected, and I rolled fewer attack blanks. And we both rolled about the same defense blanks as what was expected. So I mean, our defense rolls were just fine. Our defense rolls were okay, and my attack rolls were slightly better than his on average. It's just that I guess mine were a lot of mine were unmodified because I had to keep barrel rolling to block all the random spots he was going to end up at. So and he obviously shot the guys who barrel rolled, and that just ended poorly.
Yeah, that was super key, getting those unmodified greens, to not protect you through there. All right, I'm gonna bring Blair in here. Let's see here. Let's see if he jumps on. Maybe.
But I did get half points for the IG-88, so it wasn't 100-0.
That's a good point. I forgot about that.
Oh, hey, Paul, do me a favor. Can you try to self-report the match and upload the vlog file to challenge? Do you have the link?
I could try.
Here, I'll drop the link into.
All right, let's try this one more time.
Let me find the link.
All right, and so I don't know. That's pretty interesting. Who do you think's gonna win the Tyler versus Matt Shadowlord game, Paul?
Are you just assuming Matt's gonna win? Oh, sorry, you meant Tyler. Yeah, yeah, Tyler versus Matt Shadowlord. I'm curious, Matt. Or I'm with Matt. What do you think, Paul?
I would love Tyler to win. I mean, I think Crackshot Swarm is a strong list, and I would love to see Tyler pull it out. What's Matt running again?
Off the top of my head now, I can't remember.
He is running. Hold on one second. He's got Darth Vader with Predator, Engine, Title, and ATC. He's got a 35-point Soontir, an Epsilon Squadron pilot, and an Academy pilot.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's gonna be a bit of a tough matchup for him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming he'll go after Vader first, and then hope he has enough left over for Cynthia afterwards. I mean, both. He's gonna have to get some lucky blocks, and I think it's probably in Matt's favor, but it depends on if Matt makes one mistake, he just gets wiped out by Crackshot.
All right, let's see here if I can't. I'm still trying to get Blair in. Let's see here.
Paul, I sent you the link.
So, Tormenton on the Twitch channel wants to know if you regret any of your moves. We put in a call for questions, if anyone had any.
Do you have any life regrets, Paul? I mean, X-wing regrets.
Oh, I forgot to ask you. I know you got another world since you're now 3 times. So which X-wing worlds do you have now? Is Paul still there? Did we lose him?
I think he's trying to upload the vlog file.
Okay, no worries. Well, I think Blair might be finally jumping in.
No, I was here the whole time and talking with my microphone muted. No one.
Man, I have done that so many times on the podcast. All of my best points are made when I'm on mute.
Let's see. I mentioned what was I talking about? I said I think it's in Matt's favor. You guys heard that part, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I said I regret nothing before the round that I lost the 3 TIE. The round I lost the 3 TIE fighters. Everything after that I kind of regret, but it didn't matter. I could have done any moves at that point.
No shit. Things were sad after that, I imagine.
Yeah.
I think Blair is finally here. Blair?
Can y'all hear me?
There it is. Blairbunke, what's up, man?
How you doing?
All right, so why don't you give us congrats? You're now in the finals. I can't wait to see your game versus the winner of Tyler or Matt. What was your game plan going in, and what were you trying to do?
Oh, God. I mean, you know, guys can. You always hear guys talk about their game plan, like, oh, I knew I was gonna do this. In my experience, you have no idea what your opponent's gonna do. You don't know where he's gonna set up. You don't know what he's gonna do after he sets up, and especially when you're playing a guy like Paul. So, like, I was ideally, you know, I get a couple of shots at long range to start out. But I mean, I play test against myself. I played against Lyle last night. Thank you, Lyle. And every game was just like, so completely different. So ideally, if I could give you a general strategy, I guess, it's try to kill a couple of blacks before they can potentially get a crack shot off. I figure if I kill 2 of them before they get that crack shot, I'd probably be in a pretty good spot. I got really lucky and killed that one. I think it was the first one that died. And then I got kind of lucky with that other one pulling that weapons failure. Because then it wasn't able to really do anything on the return shot on that first turn as well. So I guess that was the general strategy. If I could break it down, I know that's kind of
no, that's
a little,
okay. I understand. I follow you. You know, but I've got a question for you. You made a decision to use the inertial dampener. What was the move you had underneath your dial?
I actually revealed it real quickly. I was gonna signal right, and yeah, I had a couple of moves I was thinking about the turn before. I actually had a 2 right turn dialed in on that first turn that Paul, the first time he blocked me, and then I figured actually I'm gonna change that to a 2 left instead. And I figured either way, if he goes for the other guys, I'll just pop dampeners right there. But then if he blocks me, well, I've just hopefully I can get by him, but if not, I just got to eat it, and I ended up having to eat it. The next turn, I was hoping to get out of there, but again, I didn't think I could signal left because of the rock. I didn't think I could 4K because of the rock, and I knew that Paul knew that, but there really wasn't a whole lot else again that I could have done. So I was like, well, at least I can take a focus here and save that for defense. I'm still at 6 health, and those 2, even though he had a couple of range 1 shots, those 2 Omegas were stressed. So I figure, well, and one of them didn't have crack shot. He'd already spent it. So I figure, well, I'll probably take a couple here, but I'm probably not gonna lose IG. And then, maybe I'll just get out of here the next turn. So that's pretty much what I was thinking on that.
Yeah, that was one of the crucial rounds. Then you end up killing 3 ties and it's more or less over. But I mean, interestingly enough, I thought that I actually expected you to move to get out of range 1, but I can see where you're coming from on that one. I mean, you brought the dampeners. You may as well use them, right?
Yeah, and they're awesome with the advanced sensors too. And the game that I played Dom, I ran Bosk in 88B, and he had an Obsidian Swarm, and yeah, it's like he keeps going for the block, but you almost like sort of want him to block, at least if they're facing you, because then that's just one less tie that gets to shoot, and I still get an action anyway. So yeah, it's not necessarily, you really don't hate that much. And that was pretty much what that turn. I probably took maybe a little bit less than I should have on that turn nonetheless. But yeah, I feel like Paul said, advanced sensors, it makes them so much harder to guess where they're going to go. And then as well as the fact that you can take an action anyway, provided you're not stressed. I would never run an IG without him, to be honest, but that's just me.
Yeah, I thought that was a good match, despite the fact that I don't think the score necessarily represents how close that was at that one moment where you guys were staring down 3 range 1 shots and all of his TIE fighters are still up, but you were able to get some really good dice rolls in right there and kill 3 TIE fighters, which kind of ended it.
Yeah, it's really interesting, and no one will remember it. No one remembers, but the same, I think, are you still there, Paul? Or did he go?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay. I would have to say our match at Worlds was pretty much the exact same thing, to where it was pretty close. I get that block on Poe. I've got a chance to potentially do something to him. Probably not kill him, but hopefully at least throw a crit into him, and then we're playing. But then the Reds just failed me. Sort of like I was able to get good dice in this game here, and that's pretty much the way it went. So yeah, it was definitely a closer game. Yeah, the end score definitely does not say how close the game was.
Yeah, it was pretty close, and then it just fell apart. Yeah, that was both our Worlds game and this game here. Yeah.
So I just wanted to ask real quick. So when you're playing at home and there's no voice chat, you're just typing, is there a celebration when there's that one turn, or is there monitor punching when you lost it?
What do you think, Matt? I think you answered your own question right there.
It was one of the greatest pieces of advice I ever got, because I used to play the Old Republic and PvP a lot, which is where the name Mr. Bubbles comes from, was to install a punching bag above your monitor.
I spent 15 years in the trading industry, and I saw a lot of pissed off traders punch pens and pencils through monitors. It was pretty funny stuff.
Yeah, there's a certain decorum you have to hold at the tournament, but at home you have free reign, dancing around the house, yelling.
I have been known to fist pump occasionally in the middle of a vassal match.
I have definitely. Well, I'm an excitable sort, so I've definitely done it before.
I find when I play vassal, I do a lot of face palms after I make a move.
Like, why did I do that?
Yeah. Oh, it's terrible.
Well, gentlemen, Paul, thanks for another awesome Aces year. I'm looking forward to starting it up again soon.
After Wave 8 comes out.
Yeah, something along those lines. We'll kick it. We'll kick the old girl back up again. Who do you think's gonna win? Have you seen the relegation tournament?
I've seen a little bit of it. I'm not sure who I think is going to win. I'm rooting for Nathan, because I always root for Nathan whenever he's in anything. But I don't know if he's going to be able to pull out all the other.
He's got a brutal matchup in round 1 against Ed.
Matchup, yeah. I actually think Ed's gonna win.
Yeah, I put in Ed to win that game too. Although it felt weird voting against Nathan, but
I think Nathan's going to pull it out. He's
You know-
good at killing people that have higher PS than him.
and I neglected to put VI on his list when I wrote it up. So he's actually got a PS10 Pro.
Yeah, I was wondering why.
Uh-huh. So he should be able to do some hunting of Soontir.
Let's see here, Blair. Who do you want to face in? Who do you want to face in the finals?
The exact same list. I can't believe they both brought that. I still can't believe that.
I
we
think
didn't-
Crackshot's
we didn't plan it.
underrepresented. Yeah.
We didn't plan it or talk about it at all. We
Yeah.
just both happened to bring the same exact
Yeah,
list.
which makes it even more weird because I mean, people know like Crackshot's a pretty good card. Those Crack Black Swarms, like they're going to be around, but that list exactly is really not something that has been brought out into the fold at least yet. Probably now that Paul's ran it, a lot of people are going to start trying it out. But
Yeah. And Tyler's gonna be like, I came out with it the exact same time. Come on, guys. Awesome. Well, I'm looking forward to watching you play, whoever the winner is, and hopefully we can cast that as well. Soz and Matt, do we have any other more questions for Blair or Paul?
Nope. Thanks guys for joining us. Much appreciated.
Yes.
I don't-
Awesome.
I don't have any. I want to say thank you for having me on. This was great fun. I can't wait to face off against you and
You and
hopefully-
I, Mr. Bubbles, head to head. I think we're doing it Sunday at 8, right?
yeah, hopefully you don't wipe the floor with me. We'll see.
Well, you're playing ace ships. I'll just make sure that we can have a good old drunken time or something. Who knows? Well, it'll be fun. Anyways, for Matt, how do you pronounce your last name?
Schmeiser.
For Matt Schmeiser, better known as Mr. Bubbles, and Lyle Hayhurst, better known as Sozin. My name is Richard White, Galactic Holonet. Thank you for watching our the broadcast of the Team Covenant Aces